All right, I think we're good to go. Uh, is everyone able to see me, hear me okay? Yeah, it looks like we got audio and video. That's good. I just want to see something here. Yeah, I have to hold the camera this way because if I turn it the other way, yeah, it looks like my video goes to the side. All right, so let's get started here. First of all, everybody that's here, thank you for joining me. Welcome to the live stream. Before I begin, I just want to point out that, yeah, this is my first live stream that I'm doing. And as I said in the chat, I do apologize if there's any glitches or any technical issues. It's going to happen probably, or if I lose my train of thought or whatever. But I'm going to try this out, and if all goes well, I'm certainly going to continue to do these live streams. Probably maybe at least once a month, maybe more. For tonight, I'm aiming for about maybe 20 minutes or so of live stream, and just to keep it simple. So yeah, everyone that's here, thank you so much for joining me. I just wanted to say to everyone, all my viewers, all my subscribers, thank you so much for all the support that you've given me since the start. For viewers, subscribers that have just began to join me recently, well, welcome to my channel. Just wanted to say as well, please, if you have any link to your channel that you want to share, please go ahead and put it in the chat. I don't want this to be all about me. I want it to be everybody involved in this. So yeah, once again, good evening. So it's, right now, 8:02 p.m. Here in Montreal, Quebec. My name is Patrick, aka Sky of the Universe. And if you're just joining me for the first time, well, this is my YouTube channel. I started this channel December of 2015. So it's actually going to be 7 years that I've been on YouTube. Wow, time really flies by. And I'll just give you a bit of background. I started my channel because of, it's actually funny, obviously I knew about YouTube before I had my own channel. I would use it for watching, news clips, documentaries and whatnot. And I was one day just watching random clips of the Montreal Metro. And it was actually a channel, Alton McFall, Retro Old School. Probably some of you have heard of him. Very well-known YouTuber in Montreal. And, I appreciated the way he did videos, the way he filmed. And it kind of inspired me. So what I did was, I said, why not start a YouTube channel myself? Just try it out for fun. And I did my first video in late December, yeah, 2015. Should be on my channel if anyone wants to see it. It's a really cheesy video. It was a bunch of pictures and clips that I put together from over the years. And then I did a proper video, if you want to call it that, of some trains, a boxcar train that was going by Charlevoix. And that's basically how my channel started. And also, when I started my channel, I wasn't really sure of, what I wanted to do, what direction I wanted to go in. But I was trying to, I guess I was inspired by Alton. So what I did was kind of, did his style, did some walking videos, did some transit videos. And I'm going to get to the comments soon. I know there's a lot of them coming in. I just don't want to get too distracted, but I will get to everybody's comments. So anyways, my first YouTube name was actually Pat Transit, Patransit. And believe it or not, that was my name, Patrick, combined with the word transit, so Pat Transit. I had a little bit of fun choosing that name. It was, like I said, kind of cheesy, but it worked. And then eventually, a few years ago, I decided to change it to Sky of the Universe. And the reason I chose that name, well, first of all, I do like the sky. I like astronomy. I like meteorology, weather. And then the word universe came in because of the fact that I love anything involving science, and it also relates to astronomy as well. So I chose the name Sky of the Universe, but not only because of that, because of the fact that the sky is endless. So just imagine that's why I chose Sky of the Universe. Just a fun little play of words that made me come up with my YouTube name. And then recently this year, I got a logo made by TechNet990. Very great work by TechNet990, Gab. He made this logo on my channel, and he also made a thumbnail for me. Great work by Gab. Yeah, so that's pretty much, why I chose the name, a little background, and also where my logo came from. And the picture of the logo, by the way, is taken from the James Webb Space Telescope. It's one of the first images that were released. So yeah, that's a little bit of a background there. And also, I just wanted to point out there's so many wonderful YouTubers that I've watched over the years. It's going to take so long to name them all, but I'll do it at the end of the video. Jack Casey, the Bass Guy Show, he's the one that inspired me to do a live stream. Great musician, also comedian out on the West Island, St. Anne de Bellevue. He puts a lot of work into his show, has a home studio. Check him out, definitely a great channel. And I see we have Frankie McDonald here. Frankie McDonald is one of the most famous YouTubers in Canada. I can't believe he's here. Wow, what an honor, Frankie McDonald. And yeah, we got TechNet990, Gab, he's one of the first YouTubers I ever met. D-Ban, also big MR90 fan. He's a real train fanatic. Chow I've met. I've also met Orhan, Crazy Messy. I can't get to them all, but look, everybody here who's watched me over the years, you've all supported me, and definitely, please, like I said, feel free to share your channel link. For me personally, my channel does mostly focus on transit, but I do try to keep it a broad channel with different themes. You'll notice that my videos are mostly transit related. First of all, because I am a very passionate transit fan. I care deeply about the environment, and I believe public transit is an important part of society. And also it's really cool. Trains are cool, metros, buses. And I think I made my channel at just the right time because, when the MR63s got retired, my channel started just in time to be there on that last day. So it was great to see that part of history. Also, we have James here and Fred in Cornwall, George as well. These are viewers, by the way, that are in different parts of Canada. Most of them are out west, some are in Ontario. Great support I get from them. George as well in Edmonton. Yeah, so basically I just wanted to summarize that, basically give you a bit of a background on my channel. As I said, I do focus on public transit videos, trains and whatnot, but I also do emergency responses. Also, fires. I know there's Quebec Buff, Spartan. He's there. These are two great fire buffs. Amazing videos. Check out their channels. They have amazing fire response videos, emergency response videos. I also would like to point out as well, for Dimmy. Dimmy is actually the founder of MTL Transit Fans. Like I said, he was one that inspired me to get interested in the MR90s. They used to run on the Dumont Tie Line. They're now retired, unfortunately, for a couple of years, but there's two of them that are being preserved at the Expo Rail Museum, 2 units. I'm going to be heading there in the springtime to do a video. Beautiful train museum in Saint Constant. So definitely, if you have a chance to check that out, go for it. What else did I want to mention? Neil, I know he's also he's a West Islander as well. Another great subscriber. Yeah, so I just wanted to talk as well. I also do walking videos. Walking videos involve not just walking outside on the street, but nature, walking through nature parks and whatnot, through parks. And I am a big nature lover, animal lover. I care passionately about the environment. So I try to do a variety of different walking videos. Another thing that I'm trying to focus on as well is trying to do things like this, live streaming. I think if the live stream goes well tonight, so far it's going good. Yeah, I'd like to definitely continue. And like I said, I would aim for maybe once a month to start with, maybe twice. And it would be a good chance to talk with my viewers, for my viewers to interact with each other. And like I said, I don't want it to just be about me. I want it to be about the community. And I wanted to mention that as well. We're, not just a transit community, but, the community at large of, my channel. We do have our drama and whatnot sometimes, but we do get along, and for the most part. And that's the beautiful thing about it. I like hanging out with people. I like doing collaborations. I know there's some viewers that are younger than me in their teens. Some viewers are much older. I get along with everybody. It doesn't matter what age you are, what gender, anything, race. I really don't care. I respect everybody, and I have collaborated with quite a few YouTubers over the years. Like I said, starting with Gab TechNet 990. Yeah, so I'm gonna start looking at the comments here, and I also wanted to point out that I'm starting to organize my channel more. I'm starting to do playlists. A big thing I want to mention, I don't actually have a computer, believe it or not. I don't have a PC, I don't have a laptop. Everything I do is on my Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. And that's something I definitely need to invest in, is some kind of computer or laptop, even if it's simple, because it will help with editing. I'm actually at a friend's place right now. He's in Uganda. He's going to visit some relatives in Uganda. So I'm at his place and I'm streaming with my phone. But as you can see here, I do have the laptop on. This is his laptop. It's an older laptop, but it's doing the job. But it would definitely be nice to have my own computer, or something to do editing with. And I know there's a lot of options for computers. I've learned that as well over the years from subscribers and whatnot. You can build your own computer with custom parts. It used to be back in the day. I remember my first computer, you just bought it in the store as it was. Now you can put together graphics cards, different size hard drives. So there's so many options out there. I just have to invest in the time, and obviously it's expensive. But there are good deals. There are good deals. So I'll start looking now at the questions and the comments here. Definitely, I'm sorry, there's so many comments here and whatnot. I'll just start reading. If I missed any, please repost it. Yeah, so some people are mentioning the holiday train. Yeah, so this Sunday it's going to be at Montreal West Station. I will be there probably around 6 p.m. It's a CP holiday train. Basically, it's a yearly tradition where there's a train that comes and it's full of Christmas decorations, Christmas lights, you name it. Really beautiful, and it's a good cause too, because it's to promote food banks and food shortages in Canada. So definitely check it out. I put a schedule for if you can't make it to Montreal West. There's one in the West Island, in Beaconsfield Station. There's also some on the South Shore. There is a link in my community post. You can see if there's one near you. But yeah, definitely I will be there. And it's nice to see it. There's going to be other transit fans there, and people in general. Let's see what else. Yeah, TechNet 990 Gabby's saying, yeah, he could help me build a computer for sure. I know there's others as well that definitely have good computer skills. Jack in the West Island. Yeah, I haven't met Jack yet, the bass guy, but I have been in his neighborhood. He likes the 200 bus, by the way. And yes, I have met his cat. I was actually walking in St. Anne's one night. I was just got off of a EXO train. I did a EXO train ride to St. Anne de Bellevue, and I was walking through the town, to the 211 bus stop, and there's this beautiful cat there. If you don't know, I'm a very passionate animal lover, and I adore cats. And you looked familiar, and I petted this cat, and sure enough, it was Scarlet, Jack's beautiful feline friend. And I was really happy about that. Let's see what else here I'm looking at. Oh, so some people are telling me we got at Atwater Metro Station right now. Apparently, there's a situation going on, some kind of bomb threat or something. So hopefully that's nothing serious. Yeah, there's all kinds of things that happen in our metro here in Montreal. It's one of the biggest metro systems. I think second or third biggest in North America, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely there's always something going on. Right now, by the way, I'm located. My friend's place is actually near Snowden Metro Station, near Queen Mary and DeCarry. Charles asking, what's my best station on the Orange Line? My favorite station. Well, honestly, it's a hard choice. I would have to go with honestly Lucien Lallier. Just the fact that it's such a deep station. And I know a lot of people hate the fact that there's so many stairs, but you know what? It's really beautiful to go down. And my second favorite would probably be Place Saint Henri Metro. There's actually a work of art at Place Saint Henri that it hangs down from the ceiling. You may have seen it if you've gone there. The idea was when the trains pass by, this thing used to rotate. Doesn't do it anymore. I guess it froze up or it seized up over the years. But that's definitely something that I do like. And it's really hard to choose favorite metro stations because there's so many works of art, and each one is custom made. Each one is distinct. There's no two metro stations that look exactly the same. I know there's similar looking ones, but yeah, it's really hard to choose. And yeah, like Chow said, best station. Sorry, third deepest station. Yeah, so Luciania is the third deepest station. Charlevoix is the deepest station in the whole network, which is on the Green Line. That's my favorite station because of that beautiful stained glass window that they have coming up the escalators. Yeah, so another thing here, let me look here. I wanted to talk to you about editing a bit. I'm going to keep getting, if you have any questions or comments, please post them. I'm getting caught up here, so I'm able to read them. I know some YouTubers do a lot of video editing. For example, Gab, TechNet 990, the Bass Guy Show. If you ever see the amount of work, like I said, Jack puts into his studio, it's amazing. He has all kinds of gadgets and all kinds of fancy stuff, and it's a lot of work that he puts in. TechNet 990, he actually live streams his editing videos, and I think he uses Adobe. It's a program. Does amazing editing with the lighting, colors, color grades. And for me, the only editing I do is actually merging videos together on my smartphone. It's an app called UCut, and what I used to do is when I would film videos, I would film a video, and then I'd have to film another video, and I'd post it on YouTube with like for example, Metro Ride on the Green Line video 1, Metro Ride on the Green Line video 2, or part 2, part 3, part 4. Now I use this video editor to merge them all together, and it basically makes it a lot easier to do as well. Now, like I said, when I do get a proper computer, I'll probably do more work on it, more editing. And I do have a lot to learn when it comes to technology because, like I said, I've been focusing so much on my cell phone, mobile phone to do my work. But definitely, I do want to try out different editing. We got Spartan Firebuff. Good evening to you. And another thing too, I wanted to mention, if you out there have a YouTube channel, definitely try doing a live stream as well. It's a good way to interact with your viewers. Somebody asked me what scanner do I use for the fires and what. It's actually an app called Broadcastify. a website. It has all the different scanners. You can also listen to the airport on there, like the departures, the flight towers and that and whatnot. It's really interesting. There's a lot of variety there. Different scanners from all over the world. Like if you want to listen to what's going on in Europe or Australia, definitely check that out. Yeah, so TechNet's got to go. Yeah, his battery's at 4%. Well, Gab, thanks for joining us. And yeah, definitely check out TechNet 990's channel. What else here? We got people talking about MR63 trains, MR90s. Yeah, so the MR63, of course, was the metro that was on the Green Line up until recently. It retired a couple of years ago. Now we only have the MR73s left. Those are the ones that are running on only on the Green Line. You'll find, oh, actually, on the Blue Line and Yellow Line, it's only MR73s. You'll see them occasionally on the Green Line. But definitely, it's like I said earlier. I'm glad I got to film that last day of the the MR63s. That was one of my most memorable moments on YouTube. Was that day? We had a lot of fellow YouTubers there at I forget what metro station it was at. I'd have to remember. It was on the Blue Line, and it was the very last run of the MR7 or MR63, and yeah, we were all basically filming it going into the tunnel. I'm sure somebody out there remembers the station. Was it? Wasn't Acadie? No. Was it Snowden? Yeah, it was Snowden. We started at Snowden, but the train ended at another station right before yeah, De Cassonneau. It was De Cassonneau station, and we all got off at De Cassonneau, and then the train continued into the tunnel, and then it went into the Uville yard, the Uville shops, which is the big storage facility for the Metro's repair shop as well. Yeah, really amazing day to be part of that. Nicholas, he's saying, asking what's your favorite bus company in the Greater Montreal area? Well, I'm obviously a Montrealer, so I would have to say the STM. But there's certain things that I like and dislike about the STM. For example, I love the service overall, the frequency. I love the Metro. In terms of the buses, there's this big controversy in the transit community about newer buses, specifically those built after 2008. And there's a term that a lot of people use, and it's scrap. A lot of people call the newer buses scrap. And that's because the suspension systems of the newer buses are not the greatest, and also the seats are not the greatest. But they're getting better, I find, the more recent ones, the hybrid ones. The new Flyer, the one time I was on it, that was really comfortable. What else is there? So overall, I do like the STM. In terms of comfort on buses, I would have to say the STL. There's something about the STL seats that are really, really comfortable. And also, I find the ride is really smooth. RTL I love as well because of the frequency of the service, and also I think that's the second most transit agency I use because I go to the South Shore occasionally. That's where TechNet 990 is based and other transit fans. And of course, we got the 45 route of the RTL that goes across the Champlain Bridge. And I also love EXO buses. EXO has such a variety of buses, but there's so many to choose. But I definitely have to say, favorite bus agency would be STM, followed by STL and then RTL. But they're very close to each other in terms of ranking. And also here, Jack's sharing a story here. He's saying that in the winter when he used to do gigs, they would take the 211 home, and then they take the 200 in St. Anne de Bellevue. Of course, the 200 bus is the bus that goes through St. Anne's. It's a mini bus because the streets are so narrow there. And what would happen, sometimes the 200 would get stuck, and people would get out of the bus and push it. That's a really, really nice story. That was simpler times, you know. Jack always mentions that. Things were much simpler back then. It was more of a sense of community. People would help out. Yeah, so I mean, and also Jack's pointing out the big blue foam seats. Yeah, those are the newer buses have the plastic, but back in the day, the GM New Looks in the 80s and early 90s had these beautiful seats. They were like couches. But the problem was people would vandalize them. They, damage them, and they would be very complicated to clean and probably expensive. And I made a joke. We started out with sitting on couches on buses, and now we're basically sitting on pieces of plastic. But I've gotten used to it, so I can't complain. It is what it is. Fred just asked, will I be doing live walks? Yeah, I definitely am considering doing live walks. That actually is a great idea. Doing a live walk stream, different neighborhoods, different areas of Montreal and beyond. I also wanted to talk tonight, by the way, as I'm going through the comments. Remember, if I missed your question or anything, please repost it. I do apologize. Like I said, I'm glancing back and forth between the camera here and the screen. But definitely, if I missed anyone's questions, please repost them. I apologize. I will be checking now. While I wait, I wanted to talk about next year, about 2023. So next year, I do plan to do some interesting things for my channel. I'm going to say goodnight to Sunjib. I guess he's leaving. Have a good night. Thanks for joining me. So for 2023, I'm thinking of, as I said, doing more live streams. I also want to do more collaborations with fellow YouTubers. I think it would be a great thing to do. I've done it, like I said, quite a few times recently, and I really enjoy it. Like I said, it's a chance to make new friends, meet new people, and also I do want to actually go on some kind of trip in 2023, maybe somewhere like Ottawa, Toronto, get some more, footage in those places. Great transit in Ottawa, Toronto. I wanted to announce that I've also got my passport application filled out, just in case, for example, Amtrak comes back and I want to do a quick train ride to New York or something. And I'd also love to do a plane ride, some kind of airplane trip. I've never really been on an airplane yet. I've been on the smaller ones, but not the bigger ones. And I was much younger. I don't even remember being on the small planes. So I definitely want to experience that and get some kind of video on a plane. Also, yeah, like I said, focus more on live walking videos, more live streams. So definitely I want to grow my channel. If anyone has suggestions or ideas, I always have my comments open on my videos, and I'll definitely listen to anyone's comments, suggestions, questions, even criticism. I love hearing criticism because sometimes, it's good to hear what you're doing wrong, and there's nothing wrong with criticism. MTL Railfan asked, am I planning to visit Expo Rail? Yeah, in 2023 in spring. I was going to go actually recently, but the MR90s are not out there yet. D-Ban, maybe he has more information. D, do you have any information on when the MR90s are specifically going to be out there? I don't know if he's still watching, but definitely by spring they should be there. And also it's better in the spring and summer because you can go outside in the outdoor section of the museum where there's a lot of rail cars and whatnot. So yeah, definitely it is on my agenda. Another thing I wanted to mention as well about D-Ban, he also, like I said, he's one of the ones that really got me into the MR90s. If you have any questions about MR90s, he's definitely the one to ask. He's definitely a very huge fan of the MR90s as well. So please follow him. He's supposed to be doing videos as well. He's supposed to be uploading some videos on his channel more. Well, Chal's going to walk his dog. Well, thanks for joining me, Chal. Have a great night. So NASCAR Flame, what do I think of the fare reform? Well, it has its pros and its cons. I think the fact that it's more simplified is a good thing. I also love the evening passes, the fact that you can get an evening pass or a weekend pass and use it in any zone, A, B, C, D. And if you're not familiar, the zones, the fare zones are basically, you have Zone A, which is in the Montreal Island. You have Zone B, which is Laval, South Shore. There's also Zone C, which is part of north of Montreal, south of Montreal. And Zone D is like really far away from the island. There's definitely, check out the EXO website. It'll tell you all the fare zones. Look, I like the fact that it's more simplified. I like the fact that it's a good deal to get a weekend pass or an evening pass. It's a good price and you can use it in any zone. Great for if you want to do a train video or go to like somewhere far away. But I don't like the fact that to go into Laval, for example, or the South Shore, you have to basically pay a full fare, whereas before you just pay the Montreal fare, Zone A, which is what it was. Now you have to pay Zone AB. So it does get pricey to do, and especially if you just want to do a day trip or just, sorry, a one-time trip. So it has its pros and cons. I think it's going in the right direction. Also, they announced this week that for seniors in Montreal, it's now free. So if you're a senior citizen in Montreal, you get free public transit. So that's good for them. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, we have Island of Montreal, Nuns Island, Yo Bazaar. Yeah, so Zone A also covers Yo Bazaar, Nuns Island. Do I let Super Duper Chess and Piano? Like that username, by the way. Do you like MR73 or Azure? I saw you filming back in September. Oh, look at that. So that happens sometimes. Fellow YouTubers, viewers see me filming. I love the MR73s. I love the fact that it has that old feel to it. I grew up taking the MR73s and MR63s, as I mentioned earlier. For the Azure trains, I love the ventilation. It's definitely much better, the ventilation. It's a smoother ride, but I definitely miss the MR63s, and I'm going to miss the MR73s when they do retire. So they have pros and cons. Yeah, so another thing about Discord. So Discord, if you're not familiar, it's basically a community group. I only joined Discord this past year. Never even heard of it before. And there's basically like a group. There's different groups on there for different topics, themes. And there's one that's MTL Transit Fans. There's a couple of transit servers. The one I'm a member of is MTL Transit Fans. If anyone wants to post a link, definitely post a link. Join the server because that's where I am a lot. We share photos, ideas, discussions, memes, jokes, you name it. So if anyone wants to post a link to that, I do have it on my channel, on my profile page, and it'll definitely be there. And there's other transit groups as well. I'm thinking of making a Discord group for my channel, which I'm going to think about and elaborate more on. So it'll be specifically for my channel. I can tell you, sometimes I get overwhelmed with, things like Discord notifications, YouTube notifications, Twitter, can be overwhelming at times. So there's been a couple of times where I needed to take a little break from it all. But I'm finding the balance now. I don't actually use Facebook, believe it or not, because that I found really distracting. I am on Twitter. I'm actually making a new Twitter channel soon because the one I was on, I was getting a lot of spam. Even though I adjusted the settings, I kept getting spammed. But I'm going to open up a new YouTube channel probably within the next month or so. Yes, also elevators. Yeah, there's a lot of new elevators now in the metro system. I just filmed Villa Maria. I also filmed, I believe it was, what's the other one I filmed recently? Yeah, Villa Maria, Mount Royal, the new entrance at Mount Royal. McGill should be completed soon. I'm going to wait for all the elevators to be completed before I film. But yeah, definitely as the elevators open up with each station, I will definitely film them because I know there's people there that love elevators, escalators, and the thing is, I also wanted to point out for my channel, my most popular video on my channel is actually a unique one. If anyone may have experienced this, I actually have eye floaters. If you ever look at like a bright light or something, you may see little particles moving in your vision. These are basically little particles that are in your eye. They're usually normal. But what I did was I made a YouTube video describing that and also describing something called halos, which is when you look at a light, a street light or a vehicle light, you'll notice there's like a halo around it, kind of like a globe. And a lot of people experience this. And I know this because the video is very popular. And it's unique because it's not really transit related or anything, but there's people from all over the world that watch that video and share their experience about this visual phenomenon that I think is it's a normal phenomenon, but some people notice it more than others, including myself. Another popular video was actually from the flooding in the West Island a couple of years ago. I know Jack was affected by that. Maybe D-Ban was affected. Laval got affected. So my flooding videos are also very popular, weather-related videos. Call me crazy, but one of my newer videos was going out in a thunderstorm, trying to get some lightning and thunder footage, which I was successful at. Maybe it was stupid of me, but it's just something I wanted to do. I was out there for a few minutes, came back home, got some nice lightning strikes on video though. What was I going to say as well? Yeah, for the Amtrak train. So Amtrak, some people are mentioning Amtrak. Amtrak's, if you're not familiar, it's a train that runs, right now it's mainly in the US, runs between, I guess, the big cities, New York, Boston, Chicago. But we used to have one here in Montreal, and it would go right down the Adirondack line, I believe it was called. And when the pandemic hit, they cut the service of that train. But they're supposed to be bringing it back, hopefully within the next year or so. So definitely that's something to look forward to. That's one of the reasons I'm trying to get my passport done. So, maybe I could do a quick ride on there and check it out and experience that. Jack mentioned when that flooding was going on, we were standing next to each other. Yeah, believe it or not, I did meet Jack, but I wasn't aware of it the first time. I was actually in St. Anne's filming the flood, and there was a gentleman standing there filming as well, taking pictures. I only found out, I think, a couple of days later that, hey, this was Jack. This was a channel that I was watching recently. He has another channel called St. Anne de Bellevue. And it was through that channel that I found Jack's main channel, the Bass Guy Show. So definitely I'm looking forward to meeting Jack someday. Neil pointed out, yeah, Jolicoeur is definitely taking a long time for their elevators. The thing about elevators and metro stations is the fact that, each metro station is unique, has a unique design. Some are deeper than others, but also the fact that there's certain material in different parts of the city that the ground's made of. For example, the ground where Jolicoeur is might be made of different material than, say, I don't know, let's say Berry-UQAM or Mount Royal Station. So to dig through the material in one part of the city might be more complex than digging through the material in another part of the city. So, and sometimes what happens is even when they might think it's a certain type of material, but when they start digging, they might find out there's, something wrong or some unexpected issue happens. This is actually going on with the bus garage. I forgot the name of it. There's a big bus garage that they're building, and it's gone way over budget by millions of dollars. And the reason why is because when they were digging underground, because it's a mostly underground bus garage, they found out that the material in the ground was more complex than they thought. So they had to do extra work. So that's just an example of unexpected things that come up. Another thing, of course, is the REM, the REM, the light metro line that's being built now. Originally, it was supposed to open a couple of years ago, and then it was supposed to open December 1st. The South Shore branch was supposed to open December 1st. And then they announced that it's now going to be spring 2023 that branch is going to open up. Because unexpected things happen, a pandemic, maybe zoning issues, or, when they're doing work, construction, they might find things. For example, on the other part of the REM where Mount Royal Tunnel is, they found explosives in there. That's the tunnel that goes under Mount Royal. Used to go from Central Station all the way to Dumaltang. That's where the MR90s used to run. That metro tunnel is about 100 years old. And when they were doing work building the REM, they found explosives from 100 years ago when they first built that tunnel. That's just one of the things that can come up during these projects. So, patience, I guess, is the best thing. It'll happen when it happens. Brandon says one of the first videos he saw from me was a close-up of the Olympic Stadium and the skylights with the ceiling fan inside. The Olympic Stadium, I think D-Ban, he's another fellow Montrealer. I think we're one of the few ones that loves the Olympic stadiums. Brandon, I think you probably like it too. 1976 is when we had the Olympics here. And of course, if you know the history of the Olympic Stadium, it's controversial. Ironically, we were talking about projects being over budget and having problems come up while they're being constructed. Well, the Olympic Stadium's a perfect example of that. Where PNF Metro Station is, that stadium has a lot of problems with the roof. Taxpayers are still paying for it. But you know what? It's a beautiful structure. It's a beautiful, in my opinion, a beautiful piece of architecture. And yeah, it's not perfect. Definitely we need a modern stadium, especially if we're going to have baseball return or whatnot. But definitely I appreciate that work of art. And also in the Olympic Stadium, you can go into the tower. I think it's at a 45-degree angle. Right now it's being renovated, but there's a lift that goes up, and you have a beautiful view of Montreal. I'm going to try to get a video of that as well. Hopefully it should be open by 2023. And Jane's saying good night. Good night to you, Jane. Thanks so much for joining me. It's definitely great to see you. She's one of my viewers from out west, one of my older viewers. Neil also pointed out that he was actually at a fire standing next to me in Verdun. I remember he mentioned that as well. So, if anyone sees me outside filming and they recognize me, say hi to me. I'm definitely approachable. I am somewhat shy, believe it or not. I actually have social anxiety disorder. It might be a little unknown secret to me, but definitely this kind of thing helps. Also, I wanted to see here another comment about ceiling fans. There's actually a couple of YouTubers that have unique channels dedicated to ceiling fans, elevators, some specific topics that, we might take for granted every day and we might not appreciate. For example, Brandon was mentioning he likes the ceiling fan aspect of things. Check that out. Each of us have, unique passions. Some people call our passions weird. Some people think transit enthusiasts are weird. Some people might think that, certain music fans are weird, or, someone that, is really into, plane spotting, rail fanning. But you know what? Nobody's weird. Everybody has their own passions, their own interests. And that's definitely what makes everybody's channel unique and everybody unique. And what, one person may find weird, another person may love. So definitely, if you have some topic or subject that you're fascinated by, and people call you weird, look, don't let it bother you. We're all unique, excuse me, and we all have unique interests, and it's beautiful because there's always someone out there that will love the same weird thing that you have. Definitely share your passion. Make a YouTube channel. It's definitely great. D-Ban also mentioned, the tower is going to open in the fall of 2024. So there you go. You have it right there, the information. Look at this, 45 minutes I've been into this live stream. I was aiming for 20 to 30 minutes, but hey, I'm going to probably wrap it up. My voice is actually getting a bit sore. If you can hear, I'm losing my voice a bit because I'm not used to talking this much on video. I'll just answer, before I go here, I just wanted to say to everybody, please, if you like my channel, subscribe, hit the like button. I'm going to post a community post soon with all my viewers' channels, my subscribers, my viewers, a nice big community post. Probably this weekend, actually, I'm going to start it. And everyone on there, I'm going to put your channels, put a link to your channel. Jack, I'm going to put your Patreon link on there. Please feel free to share your channel when I post that community post. I want people to share their work. It's beautiful to see. So definitely I'm going to wrap it up here. I'll just answer. Ryan asked, with the REM opening in 2023, will we still get new and updated routes for STM, RTL, STL, and EXO? And will this make service go faster, more easier for travel? Well, I will tell you, when the REM opens, they are going to be reconfiguring all the bus routes. There's going to be a big reconfiguration and redesign of all the bus networks. This started in the South Shore. It's going to happen in Montreal. The plan is to make the bus routes more efficient so they link better to the REM stations. But I'm not sure how it's going to look at the end. I'm a little nervous because, sometimes things work now, and when they fix something or try to improve it, it makes it worse, even if that's not the goal. But it's going to take some time to get used to. But definitely they're going to be changing bus routes, modifying bus service, probably frequency and whatnot. But it should be interesting to see the end result. Yeah, so I'm going to wrap it up here. Guys, for everyone that was here tonight, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your comments. Like I said, this is my first time doing it. If I missed anyone's comments or questions, I apologize. Definitely leave a comment. I'm going to make a community post, like I said, this weekend. And please feel free to ask questions, share your channel. And yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here. So thank you, everybody. Remember, if you like my channel, hit like, hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell. And anyone that's out here making comments in the chat, check out each other's channels. Thank you so much, everybody. And definitely, yeah, Gab's back now. I guess he charged his phone. It is ending, Gab, but I will be doing this more often. It seemed to go pretty well. And I'll aim for, like I said, doing this once a month, maybe twice a month. And when I actually get a proper computer, I might be able to do better things, like actually have guests on my channel, do a multi-live stream where there's, different viewers at the same time live streaming. This is a first, like I said, this is a first for me. It's a work in progress. Thank you for your patience. And yeah, I will definitely do this again. And thank you once again for everyone's support. And it's also nice to hear a lot of people out there saying I inspired them. You all inspire me too, for sure. So have a good night, everybody. Have a good day wherever you are. Stay safe. Thank you all for watching. And as I always say, more videos to come. Take care, everybody. See you all soon. Thank you.